What's up, Cosorians? I'm Chef Mia, and today we'll be making vegan artichoke wings in the air fryer with a side of vegan ranch. If you'd like to become a part of the Cosori community, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to be notified every single time we have a new cooking video or recipe video, hit the bell icon. Alright, so the first thing we'll be doing is making the beer batter for the vegan artichoke wings. What you're gonna do is add in 1.5 cups of flour to a medium-sized bowl, and they're gonna do a teaspoon of the onion powder, a teaspoon of the kosher salt, get all of it in there, a teaspoon of paprika, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. We're just gonna quickly whisk this together first before adding in the beer. And now for the beer. We're gonna go with 12 ounces of beer today, and for the style of beer, a lager or a weisse works the best. Just gonna pour it in slowly. You might not use all of it because what we're looking for is a pancake batter consistency. Let me just get all of that in there really quick. And it's always a good idea to have some extra beer and extra flour with you too, just in case you make it too thin or too thick. And that way you have an easy fix right away. And for these wings, this batter it's not thick, but it's not too thin either, because what it does, it like hugs the artichoke pieces and it'll make a really nice breadcrumb coating with the panko. So if you're seeing on camera right now, the consistency of this is way too thick, so we're gonna keep whisking. And for those of you who are trying to stay away from alcohol, you could totally replace the alcohol with carbonated water or sparkling water. San Pellegrino or LaCroix or whatever brand you like works very well. The reason for the beer is because we wanted to add some extra flavor in there, but really what we want is for the carbonation of the water and the beer to give an extra aeration process for the flour itself, so when the gluten develops, it won't be as dense. So it will be a nice crispier version, and it'll be really nice with the panko. So this is still kind of too thick. We're gonna add a little bit more beer. So maybe reduce that down to like 10 ounces, but it's really, you just gotta kind of test as you go, really. Yeah, I think this is a nice pancake batter consistency. It's runny enough, but it's not too thick. And now for your artichokes. It's really important to make the artichokes as dry as possible before you start breading them. And I've already pre-cut these, but when you do take them out of the jar or the can, you just wanna drain them really dry, pat them drier, like on a paper towel. Don't squeeze them. You don't have to squeeze any extra water out. You just want to make sure they're dry, and then cut them directly in half. So the first thing that we're going to do is just dredge it lightly into the beer batter. You can go ahead and use your fingers or just a fork or even chopsticks, whatever works best for you. I'm just going to do it with a fork today so it gets the extra batter off easy. And then we're going to toss it into the panko. I find that it's easier to just kind of use your hands, make a nice coating on top first, and then you can go with your fingers and just like gently but firmly press down the sides, and then you turn, and then it keeps your fingers clean too. And there we go, your first vegan wing of the day. And I just think this recipe is so great because artichokes don't get that much love, in my opinion. Normally, for vegan food, cauliflower is the star of everything, but for these wings, it's a great alternative if you're sick of cauliflower or if you just want a different flavor profile. artichokes that come in the can or a jar, they are a little bit more, I don't want to say briny, but there's not really another word to use besides briny. They're not briny as in seawater briny. They're briny as in salinity and how the acid and also the natural sweetness from the artichoke, you can really taste it. So for what we use today, I just use canned artichoke hearts. And it's the unflavored version, unseasoned version, and you can definitely find those at your local grocery store, supermarket. They come in a can, usually 14 ounces or 16 ounces, and it's just water and salt, which is great. And the reason why we are using panko is because panko is a lighter breadcrumb. The way that panko is made is that they are also aerated, or you could technically say air fried, because the way it is, it's traditionally Japanese, but they did it so it's less oil, and also you get more air into the breadcrumb itself, so it produces a crispier outer shell, and when you bite into it, there's more texture and crunch. This recipe is not spicy, but for those of you who do like a more traditional buffalo style wing, I would say you could add a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of cayenne to your panko, and I'll give it a nice kick at the end too. And now it's time to fry the vegan artichoke wings. I've already had the air fryer preheated, and we're just gonna pull it out and spray it with some cooking spray. If you want an easier cleanup, I suggest you put some parchment paper down, but also if you don't, it will produce a crispier outer shell as well. So it's just up to you. I'm gonna load these up really quickly. And man, you guys, I'm so excited for these wings. If you have any friends or family who's kind of against healthy eating or vegan food, have them try these because they're amazing. And the ranch that we're about to make, honestly, you can't tell the difference. It's creamy, it's zesty, it's got the dill in there as well, and it tastes like normal buttermilk ranch, but vegan. And we're just about at capacity here. You also don't want to overcrowd the pan because the more food you have in the basket, it produces more steam, and more steam just means less crisp wings. Anyways, here we go. And adjust the temperature to 400. I'm gonna drop the time to 10 minutes. And then enable the shake function. And press start. All right, so the shake function just went off for the notifications. We're just going to flip the wings and then spray them with a little bit more of the avocado oil I have so they can get extra crispy. Be careful while you do this because it's pretty warm. I would say that the basket, the inner basket at least, and just a friendly reminder for like using tongs. I always recommend using silicone tip tongs so you don't scratch away the protective coating inside of your Cosori Air Fryer baskets. It's also a lot gentler, and you can get away with like picking at stuff if it's stuck. Man, these are so crispy. I hope you guys can hear this because I can hear it. And yeah, these artichoke wings are just a great alternative if you're kind of sick of cauliflower. Since cauliflower takes up the main bulk of vegan styled food or vegan versions of meat and protein, this is a great alternative, especially if you like artichoke, and artichoke is pretty underrated in my opinion. So we're just gonna give that a quick spray and back into the air fryer for the last final 5 minutes. You guys, they're done. I can't wait for the camera to see these. They're so crispy and so golden and just so delicious. So Normally, I would ask you to leave it in the air fryer just so it cools down, but because these are all vegan, I just want to make sure no steam is trapped in the air fryer basket, so we're just going to take it out and immediately plate them. And wow, look at these. They're so crispy and they're just so good, especially later on with that creamy, zesty vegan ranch we're going to make. I don't want to pat myself on the back, but it's pretty life-changing if you ask me. It's a good party game too. So if you ever want to entertain guests or have like a game with your vegan friends versus non-vegan friends, it's a great icebreaker for new friends meeting within a larger friend group as well. Because then you can be like, hey guys, try these. What do you think these are? And they're just magical and delicious and vegan, so look at them, they're beautiful. I can't wait to make that ranch, it's so good, you guys. And now it's time to make that zesty, creamy vegan ranch I've been raving about all day. All right, so we're gonna start off with about a cup of vegan mayo. Just gonna scoop everything into a large mixing bowl. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of coconut milk. If you don't like coconut milk, you can use any milk alternative you'd like. It'll produce the same fabulous vegan ranch we're about to eat and taste. And then next, I just wanted to show you guys, so this is fresh dill. And what we're just going to do is chop it up. We're gonna about 2 tablespoons. Pop that in there as well. And what's great about this recipe is it's literally a 1 bowl recipe. You can put everything in at any time. There's no correct way of pouring what in and what not. So next is going to be 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley. And then, if you don't like mincing garlic because it gets on your fingers and it smells like all day, what you can do is just take a garlic clove and a microplane and just shave it right on in there. And then I know you're still holding it, but when you wash your hands later, just rub it against a metal spoon or anything, and there you have it. Garlic smell will be gone. It won't stay as long because you're not touching all of it. Now we're gonna add in the onion powder. It's about a teaspoon. And then a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, a teaspoon of the vegan Worcestershire sauce. If you don't like or cannot find the vegan version, you could just use more lemon juice. And right now this is about a teaspoon of lemon juice. And we're gonna switch over to our whisk over here, just so everything is mixed thoroughly. And going back to that vegan Worcestershire sauce, sorry guys, I can't say that word. If you can't find it in your local supermarkets and you don't want to order it from Amazon or an online retailer, you can use whatever you have in your pantry, meaning if you are already vegan and you have liquid aminos, you can use that. You can use a little bit of soy sauce, or you could just do what I prefer, which is to add more lemon juice and apple cider vinegar. It just helps really bring out that tanginess you get from buttermilk. And that's really the purpose of using it. And here we are. Taste it really quick so we can adjust the salt if needed. I think that's perfect. And what's great about this recipe is that it literally tastes like ranch, you guys. Like, the consistency, look at that. I guess that valley isn't so hidden anymore for those of you who get it. Yeah, we're ready to put it into its bowl and serve it up with the wings and the crudité. Now it's time for my favorite part of the day, tasting. But right before we get to tasting, let's talk about plating. It's equally as important because we eat with our eyes first. So for wings, it's pretty hard to plate in my opinion. So what I like to do, and for a great presentation, is lay them out with a crudité platter. Crudité is just raw vegetables with a great dip. We've got our vegan ranch out here, and then we have some thinly sliced radishes, carrots, bell peppers, and cherry tomatoes. And now we're just gonna go for a taste. These are so good, you guys. The artichoke is meaty. You get that meaty texture. The breadcrumb is perfectly seasoned, not too salty, not undersalted. You know, I think it's kind of missing something now that I think about it. So I'm just gonna add my little special ingredient here. For those of you who like spicy, it's a great addition to these wings. Yeah, way better. But again, the zesty creamy ranch paired with a crisp outer shell, a meaty medium body bite every single time. Your friends aren't gonna be able to tell that this was a vegan dish, okay? There's no way. With all the great vegan dishes out there, I wanna know what your favorite vegan appetizer is. Leave your answer down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.